2, 1, and we're live. And we are on break at Gaming Fixx, but we had a bill we all wanted to talk about real quick. These aren't very long, but we just wanted to kind of talk about the bill that almost passed through Congress and Senate and would have gotten passed by the president, but apparently that hasn't happened. But we're still talking about kind of some things that are in that bill that will definitely affect us as gamers. And with me, of course, I have my co-hosts. I have Daryl and Heather.
Yo! Happy holidays, everyone.
Yep. Happy holidays, and I hope that you are doing well during this strange time of the year. Only
Right.
strange as well, the obvious reason.
Right. And hopefully everybody is staying safe. I'm staying safe because I've got my mask. I'm in my room. I think I'm pretty safe. I don't think I'm going to have any problems with...
You may even be overdoing it just by a hair.
Oh, you think I'm overdoing it? Is it hard to hear me too? Probably, huh? Probably a little bit, right?
Might interrupt the audio quality. You got to be safe though, right?
It's gone! Oh my god!
So, anyway.
Okay then.
So anyway, about this bill, which we know is a 5,000 some odd page bill, that I was posting, that when I was in Associated Student Senate, if somebody would have given me a 20-page bill and said, vote on this real quick, I would have politely told them to shove it up their ass. And also, politely.
No,
I wouldn't have been polite. Heather will tell you I would not have been polite. I would have. It would have been less than friendly. If they're like, no, you have to vote on this, I'd be like, all right, cool. I know exactly what I'm going to vote. No.
Veto. And anybody who wants to try and say anything like
what?
That seems the reasonable thing to do when you haven't read something. Is
if you can't read it. What I'm saying is, it's like that's the number, and also the fact that with Associated students, that's a normal bill. It's like somebody writes something down, and there was like a format, and they'd hand it to you. So if it was 20 pages, that would be completely unreasonable. And I guess Congress deals with 1,000 pages or something like that, and they're usually way ahead of time. But this is a 5,000 page bill that we know has tons of pork in it. It's got, furniture for the House of Representatives, like 4 different remodels for different buildings, according to Trump. And I say according to Trump because I don't believe everything he says. I don't know about the COVID relief for immigrants. I wonder if what that is basically that because they didn't get relief in the first place, they're being given, like double payment or something like that. I'd like to have a Democrat explain that to me, because I don't automatically go, oh, immigrants, they can't get any money. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true at all. I think that, I think as long as they're getting paid the exact same amount as everybody else, that's fine. I don't think they should be paid more. That would be weird. You know what I mean? I don't see any reason that should be occurring. And I can understand people that might think that, they might get less relief or whatever. But the thing is if they're putting into the economy and still being affected by the economy, and they put something in, then there's no reason they shouldn't get anything out, in my mind. But that's not really to do with gaming. So one of the things to do with gaming, obviously, is that all Americans were going to get $600, which if you're in our situation and you're, you're working Postmates, you're working at Jack in the Box, you're working, normal retail, and you have a bill in California or most of the United States, then your rent is going to be way higher. And as it being way higher, you're not $600 isn't going to do anything for you, really. Like I said, it may not pay your ramen bill.
It might buy you meals of ramen, maybe one or two.
Yeah. But like going out and you're like just eating and surviving, it's just not going to be enough. Not for the past months that people have been trying to figure out what to do without any support, and like losing jobs,
right.
losing benefits, everything.
It was about 7 months ago when that was the legislation, correct?
Right. And so there's that. And then obviously there's the other part of it, which we automatically noticed, which was the streaming felony parts. And then now what's coming to light just kind of came to light yesterday. I don't know if you've had much time to research it, Daryl, but or I should say Daryl and Heather, the memes. That somehow memes are also going to be added to that felony list, which I guess they're now saying would be a prison time of 10 years, which I'm not sure where that comes from.
Okay.
This is from the article I sent you about think tanks, that basically they were talking about that this could be our interpretation or our possible thing, which was much different than the attorney that we all kind of watched and consulted. Anyway,
right. So
go ahead there.
What that article seemed was that is the most, I don't want to say hyperbolic, because I don't want to say like it's not a concern, because clearly with how we daily use the internet, a lot of us, if suddenly legislation were to be passed, we would technically be breaking a law, and under technicality might already be in some cases. But that is the most extreme it could get. It does not seem the intention of the bill.
One thing I will say is that prosecutors don't have quotas like police, so I don't see why they would specifically go after content providers like that. I think they would. I'll be honest, if it was like police and they did have a quota where they were like, oh, I need to get a bunch of people really quick, then it's like, oh, I'll just go on the internet and start busting people for meme sharing, because there's a lot of that. I could get some quick quotas, but that's not really how prosecution tends to work.
Yeah, and one of the big hangups on this bill is that there does have to be over $1,000 of monetary damages.
Okay.
So, what would actually constitute that much damage? And by the way, for a more in-depth look at this, I would recommend Lawful Masses on YouTube with copyright attorney Linda Wrench. But the big thing,
which we all were watching, by the way, which was pretty good.
Right. What would constitute that much monetary damage would be streaming a pay-per-view on something like Twitch, YouTube, or Kiss Anime, or streaming the most recent episode on one of these platforms. Now, obviously, Twitch and YouTube are rather good with their DMCA, so we probably won't see anything like that. This will be with more lesser-known platforms.
Here's the question,
we do have examples in the past.
Like, maybe where the meme thing is coming from that I can think of is, what if it's like I share a meme, which, by the way, don't do this, please don't do this. I really hate it when people spoil shows. But like, if you took Like, let's say you had a sample of The Mandalorian before it aired, and you were sharing that as a meme, and you were sharing like a minute of it on Twitter. Whereas you're not really sharing it for the purpose of, like, no one is getting an actual. They're not actually getting to see The Mandalorian, but they are getting a little bit spoiled, and it's something that Disney obviously doesn't want out there.
Right.
But okay, I was just gonna bring up that how do you tell if someone has seen the movie or not, unless they themselves admit that, I have not seen this movie, or I have not seen this episode of this series, or I have not seen this series at all? And then how do you tell if that person is actually legitimately trying to go through sources that are, of course, being paid for, or paying for those services without, some sort of digital receipt? Of course, you could use bank statements, of course, that would work. But other than that, if you get your copies of, or your, what I was going to say was, if you get your streaming service through like someone else's account, how will that affect this bill, or how will the bill affect that? Like, if you're streaming from someone else's account, will this still apply? I would think it would, because that's still technically abuse of the service, even though you're paying for the service. You're not paying for the service to stream it or upload it to, I would say, multiple people at a time, so that they receive it at a discounted rate or for free at all.
Two things, and I'm sure Daryl will go into this more, but one of those things is that it's not supposed to be aimed at individuals, which is why I don't really understand why the write-up of the other article is there. And two, you're talking about like streaming from someone's account, but it would actually have to be streamed onto a platform where everybody else would be able to see it. It's not an issue of like just me like giving you my passcode or something like that, which, I have done. It's more an issue of, like somebody streaming something directly into the public where the public would actually see it.
Okay, I get it. All right, so because there were several instances brought up, or several different examples brought up in Law of the Masses, which is one of the videos Daryl had shared with us. I thought that it was great that he touched on, how exactly what extent does this law possibly encompass, and speculated on, whether or not it would affect the gaming community to the extent that we're all thinking. He predicts it will not, but he's saying everything with a bit of CYA, as they would say in the business. He doesn't say for sure that this is going to happen this way and that this is set in stone or anything like that. He uses the terms like this is going to possibly happen. We're speculating. He doesn't know for sure. There's a lot of uncertainty still locked into what this man is talking about, but it's still a good reference to go off of in terms of like whether or not you're worried about what's going to happen based on what's already written in the bill.
One of the things that I'm concerned about is in California that if you were doing multiple streams, you could face a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
That concerns me because of our 3 strikes law. So basically, if you had a system that was like, running, I won't say Game of Thrones. I guess you got to think of like the newest stuff, but Mandalorian and I don't know, like, just anything that you're not supposed to be able to stream a
Any
fight.
copyrighted content.
But if that's what I'm saying, if like you were running 3 streams in California, that's 3 counts, and that means you're done forever.
Now, there's some language in this bill that real quick could clear up. One thing is that both this and its pairing in small claims court, which I just found out about this morning, is only applying to the definition of streaming. Basically, it is updating the language of the law to match our current technology. So that would mean, an example, I play on the Xbox and stream to Twitch. It only applies to taking a piece of content and streaming it onto a platform. And it does have to be, I do believe, the language of the bill, for profit. So, an example, you guys watch old Simpsons, you may remember the episode of Homer bringing in all his friends when he had stolen cable to watch the boxing match.
Right, yeah.
That is the sort of illegal conduct we're actually talking about when it comes to the felony, the felony streaming. This would also apply to your question, Frank, with, say, streaming a unreleased episode of copyrighted material.
So, okay, let's say I was live streaming or doing a live stream on Twitch where we're doing a watch party, or on Facebook Gaming where you can do a watch party on Twitch on Amazon Prime. Would that also apply, or does that not count? Because at that point you were paying for a subscription, but does the subscription service cover in their terms and services for the watch party you being able to stream it like that?
Yes, actually. And the thing with the Amazon Watch Party on Twitch, like what we're looking at doing for Christmas, is everybody has to have an Amazon account. So it's not a situation of I'm showing Amazon to one person. It's everybody has Amazon and we're just watching together. So it's not within that, parameter.
I see. Okay. So it's built in, it's baked into the system where, or into the policies where they are not infringing upon themselves, the users of Amazon Prime and Facebook or Twitch when they use a watch party. Okay,
and then
so then we're safe there.
Watch party on Facebook is all free content.
Okay, well, yeah, it is free content, but even still, anything that you buy off of there, because there are things that you could probably rent or buy to own for like download or whatever, and would that still apply?
But they're not part of watch. But they're not part of watch party, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't
use
that's what I'm
Amazon
telling you, Prime that often, even though I have it.
No, I know. That's what I'm telling you. I've just experienced it because late at night, me and the guys have been doing that. When we do our comic things, so it's a thing. So I'm just sharing.
Okay, very cool.
But yeah, that's like,
so with Watch Party, I did have a little bit on that. That's a bit more of what we're just learning now that I just found out about this morning. The second part, the small claims court, is that there is the potential down the road, if this does pass and stays in, that watching copyrighted content, like how people videos and kind of watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
So if there were monetary damages and stuff, there's some issues there that may come down the road because obviously none of this has been tested out in the court of law. But as far as daily use of the internet that we all engage in, that's targeted here. This is generally targeted to for-profit ventures.
Okay, so if you stipulate that we're not, trying to make a profit, or like like, let's say if you're a non-profit organization in a 501c, and you collect donations to help your cause or fund your mission, would that be something that's not covered in that, or would that be something that we don't have to worry about because it's baked into their particular terms and agreements, whatever they agree with, and because they fall under a 501c, they don't have to follow those parameters?
One of the things that I have read, and it was one thing highlighted in many articles, because this is actually what gets more into gaming. It does not apply to the use of content if there is more than just the streaming of the copyrighted material. So an example,
Okay.
video games. A big, because if the whole thing is more than just the copyrighted work, an example, there's a disclaimer on Kingdom this morning that says this is a copyrighted work, but we allow non-profit streaming. So that stuff will still be allowed.
Okay. So again, baked into the terms and the services. Okay.
Right.
So, this is interesting. We have not. Was there? I know we wanted to discuss this any further, possibly. I think it's safe to say, as far as streaming goes, for like content streamers for gaming, any kind of gaming, as long as you're not like abusing any or like openly streaming something where you don't have permission or permissive use, or in any kind of like encompassing kind of any terms that would cover you, like we've mentioned before, you're fine as long as all of those stipulations are there. Then I think you should be if you're a content streamer on Twitch or Facebook gaming, you're fine. And I'm pretty sure most of those who are affiliates or partners have read up into that and with the terms of the service, as well as the rules. So I don't think there's anything to really be worried about, but anything could happen, anything could change, especially in this day and age. There's the economy and our society, as well as our chief and commander. Everything is so volatile right now. We're in a high state of uncertainty in this country, not just in this country, but around the world right now. So that, I would say, is probably my final word on the matter.
And the big deal here is this is the ongoing saga of copyright law. It's messed up and always induces a lot of panic, because for content creators, it is a very serious issue. It certainly is.
And keep in mind, like, we are a content creating organization as much as we are for gaming. This is one of the reasons why this is important to us. Is we have a lot of friends that are in the content creating business, on both creating content like we do, where it's news and coverage and comments on gaming, and then slow plays, all those things, as well as movie reviews, and or people just add different things and making different kinds of media. So we support all those people, and we definitely wanted to be able to give them that information. So I wanted to let everybody know that our friends at No Name Nerd if you want to build your brand as a streamer, we have some great news for you. No Name Nerd is offering a really great deal and I'm trying to find it here. It's $149 if you go on to No Name Nerd, and you can get some training to be a streamer, as well as a free webcam, which a lot of people are, they're trying to find the right webcam, and this is like one of those nice HD webcams. So it's a really great thing. And if you go and you do that and you tell them that Gaming Fix sent you, and there might be links involved or something like that. I have to find out if this is going to be effective or not. But if it's not, then but anyway, go to No Name Nerd and sign up for that class, and tell them that Gaming Fix sent you, and that way we will make some money, and we'll be able to provide great coverage like this. Thank you, everybody.
Catch you
Merry
guys
Christmas.
soon.
Did anybody have
Happy holidays.
anybody have anything to add? No? Okay. Awesome.
Just want to say that Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Yule, Happy Noel,
Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us, and for Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah.
It's just another day, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Awesome. I was going to say that this afternoon, pay attention to Stitch or Podbean, or links onto Facebook on our Facebook page, because Gaming Fix Radio Christmas special is about to drop. And we always have everything that you might want. This time we have Yule and Kwanzaa, and Mr. Cheat just always tries to cover all the different holiday bases. And there's even maybe some smack talk about Santa. So look out for the Gaming Fix Radio drop this afternoon, and everybody have a great day.